Hello friends, greetings of the day. We welcome you on behalf of NRI Legal Services. In the past, we have been conducting Ask Me Anything sessions to benefit the NRIs pertaining to their property issues. Today, we are back with another session of Ask Me Anything. So ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome to put your questions during this session. And today the topic of session is that how the NRIs should handle whenever their property is illegally possessed. So this is a very crucial topic because we have seen in the past that properties of NRIs are illegally possessed by caretakers, by their relatives, by friends whom they trust, and we'll discuss it in detail. And so you are welcome to shoot your queries on these issues. I will be assisted during this session by my team, and I would like to introduce my team. On my left is...
Hi everyone, I am Advocate Ashna Singh, working as a legal associate with NRI Legal Services.
And on my right is...
Hello viewers, this is Advocate Ashi Pawar, working as a senior legal associate with NRI Legal Services.
So viewers, let us proceed ahead with the topic. Today, as I said, we'll be having a discussion on illegal possession of the properties of NRIs. What is illegal possession? Illegal possession is basically the possession by a person who is not the owner of the property. So he illegally occupies the property. Actually, the property belongs to the real owner. So the real owner suffers at the hands of the illegal possessor. And then how the real owner can get back the property from the person who has illegally possessed. So during this session we'll be discussing various reasons for why these properties are being illegally possessed, what are the reasons for that, and then also we'll find out what are the remedies available so that these properties can be protected. So first of all, when I discuss with what are the reasons, one of the main reason is that the NRIs are ignoring their properties in India. It means they are not attending those properties, the properties are left unattended. If a property is left unattended, then the land mafia or Hunda elements or unsocial elements who are looking forward to grab those properties, they have an eye on those properties and grab those properties and illegally possess those properties. So you have to be careful that no property should be left unattended. Furthermore, if a property is left unattended for a long time and some element has taken possession of that property illegally, he can even claim title over that property. How he can claim the title over that property? The law clearly says that if a person is in possession of the property, peaceful possession and hostile possession for more than 12 years, then he can even claim title over the property. So it is better that you should not leave your property unattended. I'll continue with this. I believe there are certain questions coming up, and the further reasons I will discuss in detail during the course of our session. And first of all, any question? I can see some question.
Ashna, please you start.
So there is one question by Navjot Thiara. ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਨੀ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਵਿਲੇਜ ਬੰਗਿਆ ਡਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ। ਨਾਨੀ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਡੈਥ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਸੀ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਆ ਗਈ ਸੀ। ਮੇਰੇ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੀ ਨਾਨੀ ਦੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੱਕ ਬਣਦਾ ਹੈ। ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਸੀ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਜੀ ਨਾਨੀ ਦੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੀ ਵੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੈ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਾਨੀ ਦੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਤੇ ਖੇਤੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ। ਮੇਰੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੜਨ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ। ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ। ਕੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ? ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਰ। ਮੇ ਆਈ
Ashna, you handle this question.
Yes. Thank you Navjot for the question and ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ first of all. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਨਾਨੀ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਨੋਟ ਕਰਿਓ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਰਟੀ ਨਾਨੀ ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਦਰ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਾਸੀ ਜੀ। ਹੁਣ ਫਰਦਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੇਤੀਬਾੜੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਉਹ ਮਾਲਿਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਉਸ ਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ। ਐਂਡ ਫਰਦਰਮੋਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਦਰ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੀ ਆਏਗਾ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਇੱਕ ਸੂਟ ਫਾਈਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕੋਰਟ ਵਿੱਚ, ਇਹ ਕਲੇਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਉੱਤੇ ਖੇਤੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਐਂਡ ਮੋਰ ਓਵਰ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਲੈਂਡ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਦੇਣ ਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਆਪਣੇ ਲੈਂਡ ਉੱਤੇ ਖੇਤੀ ਕਰਨ। ਆਈ ਹੋਪ your question is clarified. Thank you.
Navjot ji, as Ashna has clearly brought out that your master ji cannot take possession of your land and he cannot become even the owner of the entire property because he is not coming in the chain of hereditary of the grandmother, means Nani. So in that case, your property you can claim through the process of court, and as also brought out by Ashna, your master ji can cultivate the property of his children, but he cannot become the owner. The property will continue to will have to be in the name of the children only. I hope your query is answered, and I just explained it in little English language because the others should also understand that in such case, when the property is coming from Nani, it has to go to her legal heirs. It cannot go to the son-in-law, right? Okay.
There
Another
is one question from Miss Sandhu. I am presently the resident of UK. My grandfather owns land near Nakoda city and he is also staying with us. Two of our relatives have been cultivating the land from the last 15 years. Initially they paid hala to my grandfather for 2 years and thereafter they have not given hala. Now we are worried as they are claiming as they are claiming adverse possession on the land which belongs to my grandfather. How can we take the possession of the land?
May I take this question?
Okay.
May I take this question? Yes. So Miss Sandhu, as it is evident from the question that some court proceedings has been filed against you, so I would like to clarify here that in order to claim adverse possession, there are few criteria which needs to be taken into consideration. And one of the main criteria is that the land must be possessed by a person and that possession must be hostile and uninterrupted. But in your case, if we legally apply this principle, then it has to be taken into notice that the land was given by your grandfather on hala, which makes the property neither hostile and nor uninterrupted. So if any suit is filed against you, you can very well contest it and you can reclaim your possession back for sure. Thank you.
Okay, just one line I will add here, that as I already explained I think earlier also, that when a person has to claim adverse possession, he has to be in uninterrupted possession, peaceful possession and hostile possession. But in your case the land is on hala, so he is not in a peaceful possession or uninterrupted possession. So that person, he can never claim adverse possession on your property. So you can very well get your land back in case he is illegally occupying.
Right.
Any other question?
Yes, sir. So there is
Then-
one more question from Miss Priyanka Thanke. She writes, I want to invest money in India. My friend has suggested me that there is one property on resale in possession of person X, but he does not have the registry papers. Please guide.
Okay, I'll handle this question. First of all, let me clarify that you can buy the property on resale, but as per your query, that this person does not have the registry papers. If a person does not have the registry paper, he cannot become the rightful owner, or you can say legal owner of the property. So it is advisable that you never buy the property from a person who is not having a proper registration or registration papers, or he does not have a registered sale deed, because subsequently in case you buy this property from him, you may have to face the court proceedings and somebody may claim land from you, that property from you. So our sincere advice is you don't go for buying this property, because the person from you are going to buy, he does not have the registry papers with him. I hope it is clear, Ms. Priyanka. Thank you. Any other question?
Yes, sir. I'll take the next question. Mr. Arjun Khanna is writing, I have purchased a flat from a builder. He gave me the possession on the basis of agreement to sell, but there is no sale deed. Is sale deed mandatory? can I be termed as illegal occupant, and can I sell this property on the basis of agreement to sell? May I answer the question,
Please.
sir? Thank you for your question, Mr. Khanna. Sale deed is a mandatory document. Whenever you are purchasing a property, you have to make sure that the ownership and the title is transferred in your name. So if you only have the agreement to sell, you will be termed as an illegal occupant because you don't have the registered sale deed in your favor. So if you are asking me that can I sell this property on the basis of agreement to sell, no, you cannot sell the property on the basis of agreement to sell. For that purpose, you need to have a registered sale deed in your favor, right, sir?
Yeah, because the other person to whom you are selling the property, he will also be looking forward for a registered sale deed.
Yes.
Unless you have that, he will not buy the property from you. And if you buy the property on agreement to sell basis, then you can be termed as illegal occupant subsequently. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. So there is one question from Mr. Karun Chopra. Hello, I am resident of Canada. I have a residential property in Ludhiana which has been given on rent. There was a tenancy agreement with the tenants which has expired 5 months ago. Emails were sent and calls were made to the tenants for vacating the property, but till date he has not done the needful. Please suggest what remedy do I have?
I'll take the question,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, please.
Hello, Mr. Chopra. So as you have already stated that the tenancy agreement is expired, so the possession of the tenants on the property has become illegal. So now you can approach the civil courts and you can seek directions from the court for getting the property vacated from these tenants. You have all the right to do so.
That's right. Okay. Any other question?
Yes, sir. There is one question from Mr. Mulji. Please tell me the concept of adverse possession. Is it not illegal possession?
May I?
Yeah, please.
Okay, Mr. Mulji, please note that the concept of adverse possession and illegal possession are two different terms. When it comes to the concept of adverse possession, it has to be noted that the possession must be hostile and it must be uninterrupted for a period of 12 years. And moreover, the original owner is not at all aware of the property and he has not taken any steps to evict the illegal occupant from the property. But whereas if we talk about illegal possession, then it is the possession which has been taken illegally by the occupant, which is against the wishes of the true owner, and he is not ready to vacate the property. So this is the basic and the major difference between adverse possession and illegal possession. I hope it's clear to you now. Thank you.
Good. Next
Yes, sir. We
question.
have next question from Gurjeet Benz. My grandmother owned a house in which caretaker was staying since 25 to 30 years. My grandmother passed away last year and we contacted the caretaker regarding the status of the property. He told us that our grandmother had gifted him the property during her lifetime because she was very happy with his services. How can I get the status of the property? Can I take the question, sir?
Yeah, please.
In order to know the status of the property, due diligence has to be done and you need to approach the concerned authorities and procure the ownership documents. After seeing the ownership documents, it will be evident that whether the stance taken by this caretaker is right or not. That is whether the grandmother has actually gifted him the property during her lifetime or not. And if it is found, there is some fabricated false document on the records. What you can do is you can challenge the document and you can get your property back. But you have to approach the civil courts for this purpose.
Just regarding status of property, one or two things I would like to say here. That status of the property, whenever you're getting it verified, you must approach a proper property lawyer who is handling such issues. They can verify it from the revenue records, they can verify from the municipal records where the property documents are situated. And moreover, you should not rely upon the online records, because online records are many times faulty and there are chances of mistake in the online records. So it is better that you approach a good property lawyer and also who can assist you in getting a proper certified revenue report, which will give you the proper status of the property. Then you can proceed ahead as Advocate Ashi has already explained to you. Any other question?
हाँ जी, Sir Rachna Pasi Agnihotri writes, my agriculture land is situated in village near Jalandhar. The land is not being cultivated and is not let out to anybody. I fear that some Gunda elements would occupy my land illegally. Is there anything I can do to safeguard it?
Okay. Let me handle this question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Basically, I say that this agriculture land is lying vacant. I initially told that whenever you have a property in India, you should not just leave it vacant. Then how you have to safeguard it? That is the basic issue, safeguarding of the property which is lying vacant, so that unscrupulous elements do not take over that property, or land mafia or land shark people do not do kabja on that property. So best thing is that if it's agriculture land, you must have some caretaker who should take care of the land, who should be your trusted person. And secondly, it is better that if it is possible, you must get that land fenced. There should be proper fencing over the entire land. And thirdly, you should ensure that some board is put wherein you should clearly display that trespassers will be prosecuted if they enter this property, and it should also be clearly displayed that this property belongs to so and so. So you should take care of this your property by doing all these safeguards. These are the basic safeguards which you should follow. There are certain additional safeguards which are very important, which I would also like to say here. That is the documentation part, the title of the property, the ownership of the property document should be clearly your name, and should take care of that those papers are properly maintained and are in the revenue records showing your name only. Then also you can ensure that the caretaker who is being kept to take care of the property, he is a trusted person, and there should be some caretaker agreement. You should not just believe that person that he is your relative or a close friend. You must indulge into a caretaker agreement, because subsequently he can raise problems for you. He can claim the property by creating certain fake documents or fake GP and all that. So you have to see that all these safeguards are properly taken. Any other question?
From Ashwin Gulati. Hello, Ms. Gulati. Hi, I am addressing this question from UK. I have a duplex in Gurgaon which has been let out to a family on nominal rent for residential purpose during COVID times. My tenants opened a boutique there without my knowledge. Now when I told them that I want my property back, they said they cannot vacate it because their source of income is only from that boutique. As per my knowledge, they have not taken any permission from any department for running a business in residential property. I want them to leave.
Can I answer this?
Okay, please go ahead.
So, Ms. Gulati, thank you for the question. First of all, please, as I can read your question, it is evident that the tenants have not taken any permission from the concerned authorities to run a boutique, as it was a commercial property and as it was a residential property let out to you. So in such a situation, you can file a suit for eviction, so the tenants are evicted from the property, and for that you have to go to an appropriate court to get the same vacated. I hope this clarifies your query to an extent. Thank you.
Okay, good. Any other question?
Yes, sir. From Pallavi Modi. Hello, I am an Australian resident, but I own a house in Bangalore. My cousin brother gave the house on rent to tenants in the year 2015 for rupees 10,000. I used to receive rent for 2 years regularly. However, after that, the tenants started avoiding my calls and no rent has been received after that. I asked my cousin to keep a check on them, but they always get aggressive and abusive. What should I do?
Okay.
You
I will
answer?
handle.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Pallavi?
Yes,
is
yes,
Pallavi.
sir. From Pallavi Modi.
Yeah, Pallavi, let me explain to you that tenant is always a tenant, and tenant can never change his status. So you should be, first of all, be secure that your property is safe. Notwithstanding that, as you have asked, that this person is not paying the rent and from last 2 years, and moreover they are not even vacating the property and threatening whoever goes to the property. In that case, your cousin can go to the police authorities. He can seek assistance from the police. He can lodge a complaint to the police authorities and try to get the property vacated, because they are not going to get it done through amicable settlement, which is very clear from your question. And in case the police does not succeed in getting the property vacated, then another alternative option which is available to you is that file a suit against him under the Rent Control Act, and by that way you can get the person evicted from the property, as well as you can claim the pending rent which is there with them. So you can take these courses of action to get back your property and get the rent back. Any other question?
Hanji. So Mr. Savinder Handa is writing, my father purchased one plot in Punjab 2 years back and wanted to construct house over it. When we started the construction on the plot, one person came and threatened that his uncle is owner of the plot and showed the documents. We too have proper registry documents for the plot, but now I'm worried that they will term us as illegal occupants. I don't want to go in courts. Can I settle it amicably?
Should I take it?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. As I told earlier also, Mr. Savinder, you should never leave your property vacant. This is how the people grab the property, and then now in your case he has started construction over the house on the plot, and when you started construction over the plot, then one person is coming and threatening that his uncle is owner of the plot and showed the documents. You are saying you are having the registry documents for that plot, but now you are worried that they will term you as illegal occupants. So first of all, let me say that there are certain things which are not clear. First of all, who had purchased the plot first? If you purchase the plot first, then you have the rightful title over the property, and the person who had purchased the plot subsequently, he might have been cheated by the same seller. There might be same seller who has sold the property to both of you. Now your title is secured if you have purchased the plot first. From your question, it is not clear whether you purchased the plot first, but if you purchase the plot first, then you be rest assured that you are legally protected and you will be having rightful title over the property. And secondly, even if that person goes to the court, he will not succeed. But how he can succeed? He can only file the claim against the person who has sold the property to him. If it is the same seller, then that seller, or you can also approach that seller, the matter can be amicably settled.
Right.
Otherwise, you will have no choice but to face the person in the court of law and prove that you, being the first buyer, your right is protected and you are a bona fide owner of the plot. So that is the option open to you. You can go ahead like that. I hope it is clear, Mr. Savinder. Any other question?
सर प्रिया जी लिख रही हैं, हमारी ज़मीन है यूपी में जिसमें मेरे भाई और मेरे बच्चे को ओनर्स हैं. मेरे भाई पूरी ज़मीन पर कब्ज़ा करके बैठे हैं. पंचायत के आगे हमारी सुलह भी हुई, लेकिन फिर भी वो ज़मीन खाली नहीं कर रहे. क्या वो सारी ज़मीन अपने नाम करवा सकता है और उससे पहले हम उन्हें कैसे रोक सकते हैं? प्रिया जी, ये जो ज़मीन है आपके भाई और आपके बच्चों के नाम पे है, तो आपके भाई इस पे पूरा कब्ज़ा नहीं कर सकते और इसे अपने नाम पे पूरा नहीं करा सकते. इसके लिए आपको कोर्ट जाना पड़ेगा और आपको एक बंटवारे का केस, दैट इज सूट फॉर पार्टीशन, फाइल करना पड़ेगा, सो दैट सबको अपना अपना शेयर, डेफिनेट शेयर मिल जाए और आप बाद में उसे क्लेम कर सकते हैं कि ये मेरा डेफिनेट शेयर है, इसमें आपकी इंटरफेरेंस नहीं हो सकती. तो आपको सबसे पहले अपना शेयर जो है डिफाइन कराना होगा. बंटवारे का केस, पार्टीशन का केस आपको फाइल करना चाहिए. इसी तरह आप उस पूरी लैंड पे कब्जा होने से रोक सकती हैं.
Is it agricultural land or residential?
सर लैंड ही है अभी इसमें यूपी में.
Okay.
हमारी ज़मीन. हाँ जी सर.
Okay. Only one thing I would clarify here, that if it is an agricultural land, then this partition suit, as explained by Advocate Rashi, has to be filed before the revenue authorities. And but if it is a plot, then you have to go to the civil court for claiming the partition. That's right. Any other question?
Hanji.
From Chinkul,
Tarun.
I have it. You can read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one more question from Tarun Jaswal. I am a PR holder in Canada. I own a house in Amritsar. Before going to Canada, I had properly locked my house. Recently, one of my relatives told me that the lock of the house was broken and it is occupied by an unknown family. What should I do? So,
Please go ahead.
Anji, so Mr. Tarun, as it can be clearly seen from your question, the house has been occupied by some illegal family, and in such a case, as a remedy, you can always file a police complaint and take the help of police authorities to vacate the property. And even if they are not vacating it through the help of police, then you can always file a suit in the court of law and get a court decree to get the suit vacated and to get the property vacated and to have a peaceful possession of your property back. I hope this is clear now. Thank you.
We have one more query, sir, from Chinkal Mittal.
Okay.
My Fufa ji is living abroad from the last 20 years. I have been looking after his house in Ambala, Haryana. Recently, it came to my knowledge that some person has trespassed the property by breaking open the locks put by me. Please guide me. What can I do next, as I am answerable to my Fufa ji for the safety of the house? May I take the question? Thank you for your question, Mr. Mittal. What you can do is, first of all, you should approach the concerned police officials of that jurisdiction, and you can lodge a complaint against those trespassers, as no one can trespass a property. But if during the investigation the police tells you that the trespassers are claiming their right over the property on the basis of some false and fabricated document, then you have to approach the court, get the declaration from the court, and then you will get the direction for the vacation of the property.
Right.
So one more question from Mr. Amrinder Singh. My friend, who is an NRI, had purchased a plot 3 years back in Gurgaon. The plot was properly registered in his name, and thereafter he never came back to India. Recently he asked me to visit the plot. I was shocked to see that the house has been constructed on the said plot and it was in possession of a person named Gaurav. When I met him, he told me that he had purchased the plot from Mr. Davinder Singh and also showed me the documents of the same. What my friend should do now?
Okay. Gaurav
Amrinder
has,
Singh.
yeah.
Amrinder Singh.
Hello, Mr. Amrinder. I just wanted to see who has purchased the plot from whom. Devinder had purchased the plot from.
Gaurav, sir. Gaurav.
I can't see the question.
Is
Okay.
it visible?
I think, yeah, this is the question.
When I met him, he told me that he had purchased the plot from Mr. Devinder Singh and also showed documents. So, Gaurav.
Gaurav, sir.
So let me clarify here. Mr. Devinder Singh is claiming that he had purchased the plot from Gaurav. It means that the person Gaurav, whoever he has created fake documents, because you already have registered documents with you, and since you have registered documents with you, it means that you are the rightful owner and you can claim the right over the property.
Yeah.
But now Mr. Devinder is also showing the documents which are there with him. He is also claiming to be the rightful owner. So it means Mr. Gaurav had created fake documents, and you will have no choice but to file a case against Mr. Gaurav to claim the right over the property. When you are claiming the right over the property and Mr. Gaurav must have sold the house to you, even if he has not sold, then you have no choice but to file a case against the seller of the property. And in that case, Mr. Devinder, who may be claiming to be a bona fide owner, but he will also have to be made a party, because he is also claiming to be the owner of the property, and the sale deed which has been executed between Mr. Devinder and Mr. Gaurav, that will also have to be challenged in the court of law, and that sale deed also has to be declared null and void. Subsequently, only then you can become the owner of the plot through the court declaration. And so far as Devinder is concerned, he has to be compensated by Gaurav, because Gaurav had created fake documents and sold the house plot to Mr. Devinder. I hope your query is clear. Any other question?
No, sir.
Okay. Friends, we have been getting a lot of queries pertaining to property issues. You're most welcome to shoot your queries to NRI Legal Services anytime. We are always there to support you and answer your queries anytime. And so far as today's topic is concerned, we have generally answered most of the questions which we have received. If any question has been left out, and we look forward, and we will be addressing those questions separately and sending you separate answers addressing. And also I would like to say that this illegal possession of NRA properties is a very common affair in India. So you have to secure your properties. As I told you that there are certain reasons for getting illegal occupants, giving illegal occupants the chance to occupy those properties, wherein you are ignoring the properties, or you are not entering into caretaker agreement to whom you are entrusting your properties, or you are not securing your properties properly by way of park fencing or by way of boundary walls and all that, or whenever you enter into a rent agreement with a tenant, that rent agreement may have been done orally, which is also not correct. It should be done in writing and all that thing. So there's so many reasons, and remedies also we have discussed during one of the questions. I have discussed the remedies which are available, that is the safeguards which are available to the NRIs to safeguard their properties. So we are thankful to you for addressing your queries to us, for sparing your time and spending this time with us. You are welcome anytime to approach NRI Legal Services at our website at the rate of query@nrilegalservices.com. And now the festival season is going on. Diwali is coming. Day after tomorrow is Karva Chauth. So wish you happy Karva Chauth and happy Diwali. Stay well, stay safe, and wish you all the very best. Thank you so much, viewers. Thank you, Ashi, and thank you, Ashna.
Thanks.